Cuz, what's up? Welcome to the Talkman Radio Show live. Every week we're here talking fantasy football in March. It's March, and then it's going to be April. We're still going to be talking about it. So welcome to the show. Tonight, I've got some things I want to talk about. We've got some information. Something just came down the line. I'm gonna look that up real quick and discuss that more. Any move in football is going to be fantasy football related, except those backup like a third string tight end, maybe. But anyway, we're going to talk about all that stuff. Welcome to the show. A lot of things happened this week. Some of them may have. Some of them are definitely going to involve players that are going to be drafted. You're either going to draft them or you're going to play against them. That's just a no-brainer. That's just the way it goes. Unless devastating injury, out forever. He's in the booth now. So we'll talk about that. But you know the drill. Every Friday, 6:01-ish, we're going to talk about 12-ounce sports because that's the megaphone that the talk man talks through to talk out there talking. So, the 12-ounce sports, 12ouncesportsradio.com. That's where you can find us. It's the website. You can also check them out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You subscribe, you friend, you link up with them, you tweet at them. 12-ounce sports. We got. I saw the number. I'm not going to say the number because I'll probably get the number wrong because I saw the number like a half hour ago. And I got a terrible memory. But subscribe, all that good stuff, and you can hear me or all the other guys on here on 12-ounce sports, like the janitor. I was watching him today. He's got such a good freaking setup that I was like, damn, I suck. Boy, I really suck at this. He made like the soundboard goes right through the mic, and you can hear. I'm like, ugh. So I'm gonna talk to him about that. He's awesome. And Mike said it first. He's got a good little setup going on there for it's very. I'm not gonna talk. What am I talking about everybody else for? All right. If you like them, watch them. Also watch me. That's the way I roll. You gotta watch me too. And don't forget, you can also watch me on Talkman Radio. You can watch me here every Friday, 6:00, or you can check out my YouTube channel, Talkman Radio, on YouTube. Subscribe. That's where you're going to get clips of the show, some other videos every once in a while. We've got some things going on, and we're going to be expanding out. We've got some time. I got so much crap going on. I got this job that's just... you don't mind working 14 hours a day. Like, what the hell? I thought we were doing 8. We're doing 14 now? How'd that happen? So... sometimes, especially you'll always see me here at 6:00. The YouTube channel. Sometimes I gotta, the videos take a little break in the videos. But this weekend I am uploading some videos, especially with what we're going to talk about tonight. So the rundown tonight, franchise tags for the week that already happened. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over pretty much all of them because they all, if not directly, indirectly involve players that you're either going to draft or you're going to be playing against next year, most likely. So we're going to discuss that a little bit. And then I saw an article about guys who didn't get tagged. We'll talk about them too because something's going on there. And we're going to finish off our... we did quarterbacks, second-year quarterbacks for next year, second-year running backs for next year, second-year wide receivers for next year. I'm sure you've got a couple of them already in your mind. Oh, let's go talk about Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Because the guy had like 1,400 yards. But I got some other guys we're going to talk about. And I broke them down a little bit where he did discuss. We're going to have a conversation. That's what we're going to talk about. So that's the rundown for tonight's show. But before we get into that, before we even start talking about that, I want to talk to you about 12-ounce sports. That's right. I said it. Just want to take a moment to tell you about 12-ounce sports. Now that the action is officially back on, 12-ounce sports is your home for the best live talk shows covering all aspects of the sporting world and live game broadcasts with Zingo TV adding 12-ounce sports to their long list of channels. You can now catch my show and all the others on Zingo TV, channel 761. All you got to do is download Zingo TV. I tell you this every week. All you got to do is download Zingo TV and use the promo code 12ounce. That's 120Z when signing up. It's that simple. Be sure to check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12ouncesportsradio.com. Told you we had a website. We do. I don't have one, but they have one. So, we're going to get into the franchise tags. Who got franchise tags this week? Well, let's find out. So, wait. There was a... I saw this. I wanted to discuss it real quick. I don't want somebody to start talking into the mic. We'll try this. I don't think we're going to have any video with this. So, this guy's going to get drafted. God damn it. I knew it. I knew they were going to... They're going to start talking. I got to be ready for it. But, like that. I'll tell you what. Oh, good. Get rid of that. So, Mark Ingram signs a 1-year deal with the Texans. They're dying for a running back, so they decided to sign Mark Ingram for $3 million, a 1-year deal. Not bad. I think for what was out there, and you knew once Dobbins blew up, and they were using Gus Edwards, who's we pay him in cases of beer. We don't even have him on a real contract. We can get rid of this guy we're paying $5 million to. So they got rid of Mark Ingram. He went to the Texans. They needed a running back. Makes sense. He's going to get drafted. He's going to, in my opinion, it's going to kind of shake out that Mark Ingram's going to be the main running back there. I don't think you're going to have a running back up by committee there. I think he's the one to grab, unless they use their first-round pick on a running back, which I don't know. They could. I don't know what's going on over there in Houston. Actually, no, they don't even have a first-round. What am I talking about? They don't have a first-round pick. Let me see. I have the draft order up here. I don't think they have a first-round pick. No, they gave that one away. They gave away the 3rd pick overall to Miami, who won, 10 games? So they're picking 3rd and 18th, Miami. Boy, they really did a good job there. So Mark Ingram, he's a good running back. He's one of those guys that you're going to get it. You're going to get 4 yards a carry. If they use him as the bell cow, he can get another 1,000-yard season. 1,000 yards is only 67 yards a game, guys. So 1,000 yards isn't that super tough to get to, because they're going to want to run the ball. I think David Johnson, after last year, his days are probably numbered there. But they'll probably, if they do keep him, I don't know what the salary cap issue over there is, but if they do keep him, he's probably going to end up being, in terms of how the offense works, he's going to be the third day. He's going to be the pass catching back. They're going to bring in. They're going to set up. They're probably going to orchestrate the offense around Mark Ingram running the ball more, with David Johnson running the ball and catching the ball. But obviously Mark Ingram's going to be the guy who who runs the ball, especially up the middle. So I think this is a good pickup for the Texans. They have to rebuild in some way. So this is, it's a cheap way to get a running back in there who you're going to get out of them 4 yards per carry. You give him 250 carries, there's 1,000 yards for you. Good for him. And he's a capable running back. He can catch the ball a little bit too. So this is a good, a cheap kind of plug-in for a running back there. You're adding running backs. They're probably going to grab somebody in the draft. But the Texans are they're just a mess, and not only that, they still need a wide receiver. I'm not sold on Will Fuller, but that was something I saw come across the wire, and I was like, that's interesting because he's going to get drafted. So is David Johnson, but I would draft him first. If people want to go around drafting David Johnson thinking it's 2016 again, now he'll do it. Go grab Mark Ingram and beat those guys up when you play them, and start Mark Ingram against them too. See how they like that. So, moving on to the main subject, franchise tags. First, we saw this week already, Chris Godwin. Now, Chris Godwin, he had some injuries this year. That was, he still put up 840 yards, which is pretty good. He only played 12 games, had 7 touchdowns, played well in the playoffs. They want to keep him. He wants to stay. I think, the future there with Chris Godwin is going to be fine. The issue going into next year is, his injuries from last year. But guys get injured. That just happens. If you think, if you go negative and say, well, this guy's injury prone, blah, blah, blah. He didn't, he has had some nicks and bruises here and there. 2019, he missed a couple games, but he was playing well up until him missing the last 2 games. He played 12 games last year, still put up 840 yards, 7 touchdowns. So that's, when he plays, he looks okay. The big issue that will keep his draft stock down, which you have to keep an eye on if you like Chris Godwin, if you're definitely before you make your draft rankings, which I'm making mine like tomorrow. I'm making mine, and right after the show, I'm making mine. He's so off. You have to see what happens with Antonio Brown. He caught touchdown in the Super Bowl. That's not too bad, but I don't think he's staying there. We'll see what happens. You just don't have enough money to keep all those wide receivers around. You just don't have it. So they brought in Chris Godwin. They're going to probably work on a long-term deal with him, eventually keeping him around at least as long as Tom Brady's there, and he signed an extension to get him through 2022. So there you go. This guy's going to be playing until he's 50. But the Chris Godwin issue, in terms of where he's going to get drafted, he was drafted around the 3rd round last year, and I expect him to go around the same time. Despite if Antonio Brown is there or not. If Antonio Brown's still there, and maybe he's nicked up going into the season, he might drop to the 4th. But Chris Godwin's a good receiver, and he's got a quarterback who just threw 40 touchdowns, so he's good to go. I know there's going to be people out there that say, well, Tom Brady, this year he's going to stink. He's going to shit the bed this year. I don't think so. I just don't see it happening. Until it happens, I'm going to keep betting on this guy. So he's his wide receiver, and he's pretty good. So I'd keep my eye on Chris Godwin, and I'd still draft him, depending on where your draft starts and goes. He's a 3rd round pick, easy. With or without Antonio Brown, in my opinion, but I don't think Antonio Brown's going to be there. Moving on, another tagged player. Marcus May for the Jets. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this. Number 1, he's a defensive player. Number 2, the Jets. He plays for the Jets. But if the Jets are going to be any good, they're probably going to go with, and I'm going to discuss this a little more later, but they're probably going to go with a quarterback at number 2 and get rid of Sam Darnold. I went over the stats 2 weeks ago. The guy he can't get healthy. He throws a bunch of picks. He's just not getting it. Maybe a change of scenery would be good, but I think staying there, they're just going to get more of the same. So I think they're going to go. They got that little smiling kid from BYU, like with the headband. I'm like, I don't know about that. That little smiling kid, BYU, freaking Mormons into the fucking devil city in New York City. Like, hi, how you doing? Just hookers, tranny hookers running around, and drugs and alcohol, and guns. This place looks nice. Actually, not that there's anything good. It's all shut down, so maybe it'll work. But I don't know about Jeff that kid. That kid looks too nice. That kid looks too nice. He looks too nice for New York. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, Marcus May, they should, if the Jets want to work on one side of the ball, work on the defense. Work on the defense. And hopefully, draft some guys later. You're going to most likely take quarterback at number 2, but you have more draft picks. Go with defense. Try and build that up. Try and work that way because this offense just doesn't seem to be working. Let the guys get seasoned a little bit and see if anything grows out of this offense. But the Sam Darnold thing, I think that's over. Try and hold teams. Outside of Buffalo and now Miami, you don't really have New England as much of the big bad monsters they used to be. So maybe you can get some wins off them if you can, hold them down. But Marcus May, he got him and Jamal Adams. I think came out in the same draft. Like, we're taking Jamal Adams, then we're taking Marcus May. Why are you taking 2 safeties for the first 2 picks? That's why you're picking second again this year, because you do shit like that. Freaking Jets, they're a train wreck. Taylor Moton. Right tackle for the Carolina Panthers. He hasn't missed a game. He's only given up 3 sacks. Having a good right tackle, actually, a good left tackle is better because it, for the most part, protects the blind spot of the quarterback. So, but good tackles anyway. A good offensive line in general is helpful. But this is very. Having a good right tackle is going to help Christian McCaffrey, especially if you have a high draft pick and you can go get him. Now, I think McCaffrey's still going to go top 3. Probably Kamara, McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, something like that. That's the way I see it so far. Going off last year, but having a good right tackle is definitely going to help Christian McCaffrey. So keeping that offensive line intact is going to help him. Hopefully he comes back, doesn't get hurt, plays all 16 games, puts up 48 points a game like he did a couple years ago, which would be fine, and everyone will be happy with that. But I think this is a good way to show that, okay, we're keeping this offensive line together because we know we've got a guy back here who running backs have a short lifespan. He's already in year 4 now. So, year 5, I think, is this coming up? I forget. I'm out of it. So, at least they're showing that, okay, we want to protect this guy. We want to protect the quarterback back there. And if we do go out and get a new quarterback this year in the draft, we want to show that, okay, we've got a guy back here that can protect you. So, pretty good pick in terms of franchise tagging. They really don't have much else there in Carolina, so I guess going with the right tackles it makes sense. Now this Dak Prescott got franchise tagged, but he already signed the big deal, so that's off the table. So they were just kind of doing that as a placeholder until they got the deal ready. They got the deal done, and that's over and done with. And now he's signed for 4 years, $160 million. So really not much else needs to be said about Dak Prescott. He's probably not going to be, it's tough. It's tough to tell where he's going to get drafted. He's the quarterback. Mahomes is going to go first, probably second, third round. Maybe first. Somebody might jump and take him first, but that's rare. Most likely second, late second, early third. And then you're looking at Aaron Rodgers, probably not so much, but Josh Allen, yeah. Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, maybe. I think those guys are going to be in the mix. And then you're looking at like a Dak Prescott, mostly because that injury last year, you got to take that into account. That was a bad injury, and coming back off that, especially, I'm always a little hesitant on guys when they come in after these big contracts, unless they're experienced, like this is their second or third big contract they've got, 2 years, like Brady. That guy can sign $1 zillion contract. I don't care. He's going to come out and play. Sometimes these guys come out and they get a big contract. All right, we're good now, right? All right. What? I got to go play? I'm not saying that's this guy, but I've seen it before, and I take a lot of things into account, especially when I'm drafting guys. It's burned me before. He would probably be in the 6-7 range, not draft round range, but probably where I'm going to rank him range. Despite the fact that he started off blazing last year, he did get hurt. And a new contract on top of that, a huge contract that he's saying, I want to get paid. All right, you're paid now. You got to go play. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think he's going to be fine, but I'm always a little hesitant on guys when they get their big contracts. Like, look at what's-his-face? Jared Goff. Kyle's throwing 40 touchdowns. All right, you're our guy. You want me to play? I got to keep playing now? What? Yeah, you're our starting quarterback, bro. You come to the game today? You gonna come practice today? Come on, please come practice. Not that he missed practice or anything, but shit. He signed that big contract and shit the bed. So I get real nervous about these guys, especially quarterbacks, when they do that. All of a sudden, I can't read a defense. What the hell happened to you? So, grain of salt with Dak Prescott. Allen Robinson. He's the one who signed this week. Allen Robinson has just puts a dagger in me every time he plays. But this guy, I mean, and I got to start it off like this. And tell me if anybody else who's been following this guy, tell me if I'm wrong. Allen Robinson, 27 years old, caught a career high 102 passes for 1,250 yards in 2020 as the Bears offense struggled, blah, 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 blah. The key point there is, guy's 27 years old. That guy's been playing for 40 years. He's only 27 years old. He caught 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns with Jacksonville. It feels like forever ago. And he's only 27 years old. When did this guy come in the league? When he was 12? Am I wrong? Does anybody else feel that way? That this guy just feels like he's older? He's only 27. So, Allen Robinson, he caught 102 passes last year. For a team with, we're putting this quarterback in, no, we're putting that quarterback in, no, we're going to put this quarterback in. It doesn't really matter. He's just a bombs away. Well, I won't call him that. I don't even think he's not a big, a deep ball guy. I don't want you to get that. He's been in the league 8 years. It says 8 years. He's been in the league since 19. Freak out of here. 20. I knew he's been in the league a long time. He's got a very high floor. It's just ridiculous that every year he's a good receiver. He's a really, really good receiver. No matter what, he puts up his numbers, and that kind of being able to do it year in, year out. As a fantasy guy, you gotta love that. So this guy's gonna be I think he was a third, fourth round pick last year. It's just he's not sexy because the Bears don't have a sexy offense. So that kind of drops his numbers down a little bit. And he's not a huge touchdown guy. But he's a top flight receiver. The guy caught 102 passes last year. And every time I see him play him, it's 9 for 138 and a touchdown. So what the shit? He's probably going to be, again, it's that there's kind of a bias against him, especially with the Bears, that keeps his draft. I mean, I guess people are starting to figure it out after 8 years this guy's pretty good. So it's kind of funny that he goes to the third round, puts up 102 catches 102 balls. I think he's probably still going to be maybe high third round, but he's never going to be one of the top guys. Despite the fact that every year, in and out, he does the same thing. He had in 2019, 1,100 yards, 98 balls caught, 7 touchdowns. In last year, 102 balls, 1,250 yards. With this guy in the quarterback and that guy in the quarterback and the other guy in the quarterback, it's, the guy's a good receiver. He knows what he's doing. It doesn't matter where you put him. He's going to put up 90-plus catches, 1,100-plus yards. The only thing is he's not big on the double-digit touchdowns. He did catch 80 for 1,400, 14. That's what I meant, 1,414 touchdowns in 2015. So, but this guy's good. This guy doesn't stink. So, anyway, moving on. I gotta keep going. Gotta move this along a little bit. Cam Robinson. I didn't like. He got drafted by. He was franchise tag. I didn't like him coming out. I'm still a little weary on him. He seems to have gotten better. I didn't like him as a pass blocker, but it seems like they think enough of him that he's we'll give him the franchise tag, see if he can do it again another year. You've got James Robinson in there playing well. You're gonna have Trevor Lawrence in there. You better have somebody to protect this guy, and he's a left tackle. So I get it. I see what they're doing. Washington franchise Brandon Scherff, who's a really good Pro Bowl guard. That offense, you kind of see it. Ron Rivera putting that stamp on them. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw the ball a little bit here. We got a big play receiver, and we're going to run the ball all over you, and that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to throw the ball. We're going to manage the game throwing the ball and play ridiculous defense. That's the way they're doing it. This guy, keeping Brandon Scherff off the market, giving him $18 million, that's fine by me. It's going to help out. Antonio Gibson's going to help out whoever the quarterback is. But I think they'll be fine. It's going to help Heineke. It's going to help out Heineke just fine. Having Brandon Scherff there, he's pretty good. That guy. Justin Simmons got franchise tagged by the Denver Broncos. Now the Denver Broncos defense isn't what it used to be. When I'm saying what it used to be back when they won the Super Bowl, especially that year, the defense was ridiculous, scoring touchdowns, going crazy. If you had them on your team, you did just fine. But they're kind of coming back around now. They're trying to rebuild, get the offense back together. Drew Lock, we'll see. But Justin Simmons is a good piece for that defense. I still wouldn't draft the defense unless they get some kind of big play free agent and they just knock it out of the park in the draft and bring that defense back to where it used to be about 5-6 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Don't know. That's a lot to ask for a team that can't put up a lot of points and just whacked out on offense. But we'll see what happens. But Justin Simmons, having a good safety never hurts. Giants kept Leonard Williams. Giants defense played well last year. They were actually a decent defense to have on, a decent defense in terms of fantasy. They did pretty good. They were to stream with in a good matchup, especially a good matchup against, like Dallas when they lost all their quarterbacks. Ben DiNucci. Yeah, that guy. They did just fine to stream with these guys. They were playing well. They're going to give him $20 million this year, see if he can keep it up. Leonard Williams, a high draft pick by the Jets, of course. So if he can keep it up and keep be the guy in the middle of that defense, especially in the line, that makes that defense go, they could build on that defense. The offense still needs work. If you need a running back out there that'll play, and you need a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over every game. But that's just fine by me having Leonard Williams there. Marcus Williams with the Saints. The Saints defense, another defense, really good. Very overlooked due to the offense. But Marcus Williams for the Saints, you give him $10 million, you keep him, he's young. Okay, we're good. And I had something for you. I had something for you. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. But before we get to that, boy, see, I'm a half hour into the show already. I'm just going crazy. We're going to get into guys who did not get tagged. We're going to do that real quick. But before I do that, we're going to talk about MyBookie. We got sports back pretty much every day now. And if you want to support the 12-ounce sports team, there's an easy way to get into the action. 12-ounce sports is going to hook you up with a crazy deal when you sign up and make your first deposit on mybookie.ag. When you make that first deposit on mybookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 when you punch in the promo code 12-ounce sports. That's 12OZ sports, no caps, all spaces, when signing up on mybookie.ag to get your deposit matched up to $1,000. $1,000. That's the greenbacks. Remember, always gamble responsibly when you're rolling them bones. I always do that. Guys who not get tagged, really a little. Hey, what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I talked about this last week. Aaron Jones did not get a franchise tag, which is a little okay. You don't want to give him. I mean, the weird thing about I get not drafting, not franchise tag running backs because they made the number so high with those bad deals that if you put this guy on the franchise tag, you got to pay him that money for 1 year. You probably have guys on the bench, specifically with Green Bay. Let's talk about Green Bay real quick. You've got A.J. Dillon, who you drafted, who played well last year, who it looks like you're grooming to take over Aaron Jones' spot. So let someone else pay Aaron Jones, whatever the hell he's going to ask for, and let him deal with that. Not saying Aaron Jones is a bad running back. I actually think he's a good running back, but I think he's a good running back in Green Bay. If he goes somewhere else, it's kind of up in the air a little bit. Like if he goes to a crappy team, like if he goes to Detroit, I don't think he's going to play as well over there. Despite the fact Detroit's working on their line, I think they're getting better. I just don't, for some reason, Detroit does not do well with running backs. And in the wrong situation, I think Aaron Jones, he's definitely going to get 10 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 400 yards catching, a bunch of passes. I don't see him being put in a lesser offense and doing the same things, especially being like a second-round pick. I don't see that happening. But somebody will take him. I got Aaron Jones playing for, I don't know, the Giants, another team. He's no Saquon Barkley. But I think him being, I think they did the right thing, not franchise tagging. You can't franchise tag a running back. You really can't because of the bad deals, like I said. Number 2, Kenny Golladay. He didn't get drafted. I mean, he didn't get franchise tagged. It's cool. We got Jared Goff back there. We're gonna work on the Jared Goff to Quintez Cephas connection. We're working on that now. We're on that mindset. We're on the Goff to Cephas mindset here. We don't know about no Kenny Golladay. I don't know who's that. I don't know about that guy. Okay, we don't want to pay him all the money. Now I get it. It's kind of the same argument for wide receivers as it is for running backs, especially wide receivers. Like he's good, but I ain't franchise tagging that guy because okay, now you got to pay him Michael Thomas money, Julio Jones money. He ain't Michael Thomas. He ain't Julio Jones. So you're just not going to franchise tag him. Now, could he re-sign with them for lesser money? He was hurt last year. He had that one good year that was like, it was good. It wasn't like, 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns. I think it was like 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's pretty good. But you got to build on that kind of stuff. And he doesn't seem like he's building on anything. So, especially getting hurt, lackluster year last year. I'm not saying don't bring him back. But I think they're right not to franchise tag him. And if they're going to sign him, they can sign him to a reasonable contract. Chris Carson did not get franchise tagged. Why would you? I don't know what they're doing over there. They should send Aaron Jones to I think he would work in Seattle. I think he'll work better than who's that fat slob that Green Bay had, and then Seattle. He helped me win a championship. That guy, I forget. I'm like, shit. Damn, I hate when I forget guys' names. He played for the Packers at 1,000-yard season rookie year. Bunch of touchdowns. They had 11 touchdowns, and then he just went to McDonald's in the offseason. And then that was the end of his career. And then Seattle brought him in. Yeah, we want to get him bigger. Yo, this guy's pushing 480 pounds. How big do you want to get him? He can't move. How's he supposed to? He's just going to fall in the end zone? He has one play. I get why they didn't put Chris Carson in there. And I think Chris Carson's a good running back, but I think his days are over there in Seattle. He's not the guy who can get him over the hump. He's a good player, but he's not. He just doesn't fit in Seattle like he did. I think he can go somewhere else, and maybe in a different system, he'd work out better. Shaquille Griffin didn't get picked up by the Seattle Seahawks either. I forget if that's the guy with the one arm or not. But if it's not the guy, if it's the guy with two arms, I think he's good. I think they should keep him. I like that guy. He's a good corner. Hunter Henry did not get picked up. You only got one guy over there that catches the ball, and he's really the only guy that's targeted either. But Hunter Henry's a good tight end. You should despite the injuries, I get it. If that was the reason they didn't want to keep him in there, I get it. But they should really try and bring him back. He's good enough. He's definitely a serviceable tight end. He's a good tight end. I don't know if the Chargers know something I don't. But he get drafted. He's a draftable tight end. If you're playing the league with tight ends, he's a draftable tight end. He's probably tight end 6 to 8, somewhere in that range. Jonnu Smith, another guy didn't get picked up. Didn't get franchise tagged. Why would you? He was. He had such. I don't know where this guy came from. Jonnu Smith. It reminds me of. It reminds me of that Charlie Murphy skit in Chappelle when he was talking about Mickey Free. You see Mickey Free? Who the hell is not Charlemagne? Shalimar got a new girl. It's Mickey Free. She's fine as a mug. Mickey Free's not a girl. Jonnu Smith is not a good tight end. He's not a good tight end. He's okay, but at the beginning of the year, watch out for Jonnu Smith. Big play of the year, Jonnu Smith. We watch out, Jonnu. I'm like, who? Who? And it ended up being the other guy, ended up being the tight end that they liked over there. So, what? Jonnu Smith. So, I saw that. I wanted to go over that real quick. You know what else I want to go over? Zingo TV. Check out Zingo TV. It's free. Please use the promo code 12ounce when you do that. ZingoTV.com. It really helps us out when you do that. 12-Ounce Sports is channel 761. Plus, they have other actual sports channels, music channels, and all kinds of other stuff that you have to go and check out to find out what you like and what you don't like. Go check it out. It's free. Please sign up and use the promo code 12ounce. That's 120Z for Zingo TV. It's free. And it's rhyming. I'm rhyming for you. Zingo TV, 12-Ounce Sports. 12-ounce, 120Z, Zingo TV. It's rhyme time, but now it's blow your mind time. Here we go. Don't forget, you can always check out Talkman Radio Show replay 11 a.m. on Zingo TV. It's free. Now we're going to get into second-year wide receivers that I like going into next year. Now, the good thing about wide receivers is take any category of wide receivers in fantasy, you can get a lot of them. Don't matter. Even the crappy ones, you'll get a lot of them. Because there's so many wide receivers out there and they throw the ball so much that you can pick a column and put 40 guys in it. and talk for 3 days. I'm not going to talk for 3 days. I only got 20 minutes left in the show, but I did want to go over a couple of guys. I broke it up into second-year wide receivers this year who are going to have a rookie quarterback or who may have a rookie quarterback. I have 4 guys that I was looking at. And I have their stats, and I want to go over them real quick. We don't know we know a couple of them who's getting drafted. Well, actually, no. We know one guy. We know one guy who's going somewhere. And let's get into it right now. So, last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Laviska Shenault Jr. Now, he had some decent games. He played okay for the most part, considering they had the Mustachio back there, and I think he got hurt. They brought in Mike Glennon, just nightmare. Despite all that, he played 14 games, caught 58 balls for 600 yards. Now, the average, I'm not a big fan of. 10.3 yards per catch average for Laviska Shenault, and 5 touchdowns. Now, moving into next year, he's going to be a late round pick because DJ Chark's going to get drafted before him. People are probably going to get really hard for Trevor Lawrence coming in. There's always, he's going to be the rookie quarterback everybody's going to go for unless he gets hurt. I'm not wishing that. I hope not. But going with this guy, 14 games he played, he caught 58 balls. It's not bad for all the ridiculousness that was going on over there. The 10.3 average per catch average that he had, I'll give that to number one being a rookie and number two having all that static at quarterback last year. I'll give him that because I saw him play in like a game and a half. So he looked okay, and it was late in the season. I think I watched him play. Did he play Denver or something like that? I forget. But I watched him play. He looks like an NFL receiver. Now he's going to be second to DJ Chark, but after seeing DJ Chark's second year, it looks like he's one of those guys. He came in, he played well. He was basically a deep ball guy. He caught all those touchdowns. He was, catching the deep ball. He's got a big frame. I like him. But is this guy going to be a better receiver in the NFL? We'll see. You've got what they say is a top flight quarterback coming in. Even though he's a rookie, they're probably going to throw him in there. Okay, just throw the ball 80 times a game, and then we'll win like 3 games. Then next year we'll get you some more guys. And this is basically just training for Trevor Lawrence, and you're going to throw the ball all over the place. This guy's going to get plenty of opportunities to make plays. If he can get that average up, through, okay, I played a year, I've got more experience now. This guy could be, I don't want to, whenever I say, oh, look at this wide receiver, I'm always tempted to go 1,300 yards, 15, he can be probably 800-900 to maybe 1,100 and 7 to 9 touchdowns. At best, anything over that, A+. But that's not bad. That's, I'll take that in any league. So it's consistency that we want from our guys. We don't want guys catching 2 balls and then 8 balls. We don't want that. So that's Laviska Shenault. I like him going into next year. We'll see how the all-season works out. See how Trevor Lawrence works out, especially in the preseason, if we have preseason. But keep an eye on Laviska Shenault. Next, I already discussed this. Denzel Mims for the Jets could be getting a new rookie quarterback. He could be getting this kid. All I see is the 40-year-old virgin guy just going into New York. So it's just, I don't know. But they're going to draft, I think they're going to draft a quarterback. If they drop down and draft a quarterback, they could do that. But I'm pretty sure they're going to draft a quarterback. Now, Denzel Mims had some issues last year. He played 9 games, caught 23 balls for 357 yards, 15.5 average. That I like. Didn't catch any touchdowns. The issue with him was I think he has some attitude problems or something like that, or some off the field issues. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. If he can stay off the police blotter this offseason, which I'm not even sure if he was on the police blotter, but I kind of remember, you know what? Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, he was calling. He called. He called Philly dirty ass, trash ass. Yeah, that's. I knew there was something not great I heard about him. So yeah, that's not good. If somebody comes up and tells him, listen, you can't go around doing all that stuff, keep his head straight. He could, have a chance to play with this little smiling kid and do well. But there isn't the thing about the Jets there's nobody there. Somebody's got to do something. Why not Denzel Mims? So that's what we're looking at. Another wide receiver that could get a new quarterback. Now I'm reaching a little bit here, but they're picking ninth, and there very well could be a quarterback out there that they want. Jerry Jeudy. They have Drew Lock over there, but he played all 16 games, caught 52 passes for 856 yards for a 16.5 average. Told you, when they have 15 yards and up, we're good. We're good. He's got the skills. Now, he did catch a 92-yard pass, which upped that average. Only 3 touchdowns, though. Got to work that up. If they do go out and pick up a Justin Fields or the kid from Alabama, Mac Jones, I'm not sure if they're going to do that. I don't know how they feel about Drew Lock. So it's possible he gets a rookie quarterback this year if there's somebody falls into their lap. But I like the average. And that's my big thing with these guys. And Jerry Jeudy, they knew he was going to be good. He came in and put up 856 yards. So, Cortland Sutton coming back. You can have 2 guys there. You can get some one-on-one coverage. I think he'll be good. He's definitely going to get drafted. It's where he's going to get drafted and if they draft a rookie quarterback at the 9th pick. But we'll see what happens. So Jerry Jeudy, another guy to keep your eye on. And another team picking, where are they picking? They are picking 12th. San Francisco. Brandon Ayuk. He played really, really well last year. He had 6 rushing attempts and 2 of them went for touchdowns. Okay? Had six rushing attempts for 77 yards. He caught 60 balls for 748 yards for a 12.5 average. Not bad, not great, but not bad. And 5 touchdowns. Towards the end of the year, you can see him getting into the offense. When that game with Deebo Samuel, who another guy I liked but couldn't stay on the field last year, when he was playing, when he was out, he played really well. I think he had a 100-yard game. I think Brandon Ayuk, if they give him if they give him a rookie quarterback this year, again, Justin Fields or Mac Jones, they like and they bring him in and they get rid of Jimmy G. He's more of a dynasty play. Now, I'm not really big into dynasty because I haven't played dynasty, but I think if he gets a rookie quarterback, those numbers go down. But long term, I think he could be a really good guy in a dynasty league because he's just he's obviously getting the playbook that they have in San Francisco. He's obviously getting it down. Once they gave him a shot, he played well. So I like Brandon Ayuk. If they don't get a rookie quarterback, I expect him to play better this year, improve on the 60 catch, 748 yards. They do so much with their wide receivers in that offense over there. So you'll get points out of him one way or another. So I like Brandon Ayuk as a second-year wide receiver. Big plays because you know who else makes big plays? Vegas Squares makes big plays. Want to get an inside look at recreational sports betting? Then check out the Vegas Squares podcast brought to you by 12 Ounce Sports. Catch them every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Zingo TV, channel 761. And again on Wednesday nights for the golf betting show. Check out their website as well, lvsquares.com. That's Vegas Squares exclusively on 12 Ounce Sports, Zingo TV. Also catch James and the Agent every Wednesday, 8 to 9:30. Those guys. So moving on, we're looking at second-year wide receivers with returning quarterbacks or new quarterbacks, some kind of quarterback issue. Quarterback got hurt last year, starting off with CeeDee Lamb. If he wouldn't have got hurt last year, he probably would have went after Justin Jefferson for Rookie of the Year and top rookie wide receiver honors. But he did get hurt. He still ended up with 74 catches for 935 yards, 12.6 average, 5 touchdowns. As long as Dak doesn't get hurt last year, I see him overtaking Michael Gallup. I think Michael Gallup's good, but I think there's a reason they drafted him in the first round, and you saw it last year with 74 catches for 935 yards. So CeeDee Lamb, all day with him. Where he's going to get drafted, he's probably going somewhere 5th, 6th round, something like that. Amari Cooper's definitely going first. I wouldn't take Gallup before him. Anybody who does, grab him next. So CeeDee Lamb, big plays. I like him going into next year, especially with Dak Prescott coming in. Hopefully he stays healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, the whole team's screwed. So, yeah, that's how that works. Next on the list, another quarterback coming back to his second-year wide receiver, T. Higgins. Gone is going to be A.J. Green, who, had a great career there, but he's gone. We're taking T. Higgins with his 67 catches, 908 yards, 13.6 average, and 6 touchdowns. I think now that it's going to be, I don't want to go with Andy Dalton, A.J. Green all over again, but it's looking like they could replicate that. And we'll see what happens. 67 for 908, not bad for a team where he was the 18th option. So what the hell? So I like T. Higgins going into next year. I think he is a guy who you can get at a value, another guy you can get in the 6th, 7th round, especially being with the Bengals. He's a guy who can go probably between 5th and 7th round, but he can put up 2nd, 3rd round numbers easily, especially if they're going to keep throwing the ball with Joe Burrow the way they were last year. Next, and I said I'd get to him, Quintez Cephus, come on down. Caught 20 balls for 349 yards, 17.5 average, not bad, and 2 touchdowns. If Kenny Galladay's not coming back, Marvin Jones isn't coming back, Jared Goff has to throw the ball to somebody. Quintez Cephus seems to be a guy that, Hawkinson's going to be the number 1 guy if it works out that way. But keep an eye on this guy, Quintez Cephus. Probably not going to get drafted until the double-digit rounds. So you could be getting some value here. We'll see what happens with Quintez Cephus. What? They got a new quarterback over there. That's why I threw him in there. Another team with a quarterback coming back who didn't start last year, Jalen Reagor. Played 11 games, caught 31 balls, 396 yards, 12.8 yards average, and 1 touchdown. Excuse me. He didn't get on the field, and when he did, it just didn't look right. He's got to make some progress this year in the offseason. Hopefully they have they can go to the practice facility. I wouldn't count on it because it's all blue over there, and they keep the things locked down. So you might have to start adding in to your fantasy strategy teams in blue cities because they won't let you go anywhere in Philadelphia. If he can't get to the practice facility and practice, they have to do everything on Zoom and play Madden all day. I don't like his chances on getting the offense. And on top of that, like I said before, got a new coach coming in. Who knows what he's going to do? They had an offense this year. This year's probably going to be kind of the same because he's coming from a coaching tree that's similar, but who knows? Jalen Reagor, boom or bust guy. boom or bust, especially if they use the top pick on another wide receiver like Devontae Smith. So Jalen Reagor, keep an eye on him. We'll see what happens. And I got one more thing to go. One more ad for you, BiscottiGourmet.com. Biscotti Gourmet offers a new take on an old Italian tradition, a soft-baked mini biscotti and many delightful flavors. Go to BiscottiGourmet.com. That's BITSCOTTI gourmet.com and use the promo code TALKMAN for 20% off your order. Any flavor is a wonderful compliment with your coffee in the morning, or as a guilty pleasure treat. Guilty as charged. Ah, my word. So, the last guys we got are just the guys I really like going to next year. I'm sure you heard of them. Michael Pittman, number one. Played 13 games, caught 40 balls for 503 yards for 12.6 average. 1 touchdown. I think he blows up next year. I know some people might not like Carson Wentz. They think, this guy, or at least they don't know what to make of him. I get it. But this guy looks like the real deal. You kind of see the switch of T.Y. Hilton going out, Michael Pittman coming in, or at least they're going to attempt to make him the number one guy. They've drafted, in the past, they drafted Paris Campbell 2 years ago, who doesn't seem to have worked out, at least so far. But if he can get his foot in the door and start figuring out what's going on, you got Michael Pittman there, T.Y. Hilton there. You can transition nicely from T.Y. Hilton in maybe a year or so. And there's the 2 starting wide receivers. But I think Michael Pittman's the guy to bet on. 12.6 average. Like I said, I'll take that. Once you start getting into the 10s and lower, you're looking at PPR heavy guys that you're going to need to get a lot of catches to make points for you. But he played well. He had some big plays last year. He played well in the playoffs, that one game. So I'm in. Michael Pittman. That's another guy I like. He's probably going to go. He's going to go after T.Y. Hilton most likely, but I think he puts up more yards and touchdowns and points than T.Y. Hilton going into next year. You knew I had to get to it. Justin Jefferson. What do you want me to say? 16 catches, 16 games, 88 catches, 1,400 yards, 15.9 yard average, 7 touchdowns. Do I need to say any more? He took over for I don't even remember who he took over. The guy who caught that ball. I'm losing it. I am losing it. I don't know what's going on. He took over for the guy who went to the Bills and did a bang-up job, Rookie of the Year. Another guy, watch out, because I think they're gonna do some restructuring on this team. The Chase Claypool played 16 games, caught 62 balls, 873 yards, 14.1 average. Gotta like that. 9 touchdowns. Now, wait. Caught 4 of those in one game. So, all right, I think we're a little, we're pushing a little bit. But he's putting up a nice average. You've got a quarterback there. As long as Roethlisberger is playing, this guy has the ability to be a number 2 wide receiver on the team, if not a number 1. 62 for 873 and 9 touchdowns. That's fine. And he's a big play guy. He's just a big guy. So he's a guy who can get drafted probably the 4th, 5th, 6th round and be a 2nd, 3rd round kind of guy for you. And last but not least, I like this guy because somebody's got to do something. Darnell Mooney. It's Mooney's bike now. 61 catches, 631 yards for a 10.3 average. I don't like that, but somebody's got to catch the ball. He caught 61 of them in Chicago. Excuse me again. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. 4 touchdowns. Somebody's got to catch the ball besides Allen Robinson. They brought him back. This guy can be the guy who takes up that number 2 spot. That's it. Check out Talkman Radio on YouTube for video clips of this show. I'll see you next week, 6 o'clock.